I haven't answered a viewer question in a while, but my wife said I would really enjoy this one. So here we go. Okay. Nikola versus Tesla. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. This channel is dedicated to finding out whether I really do know it all or not. Make sure you like and subscribe, and definitely make sure you ask questions in the comments or at my email address. Okay, on to the question at hand, Nikola versus Tesla. I actually very quickly wrote up a few notes. I just kind of wanted to be organized about this. There's no actual right or wrong answer, so I figured I'd take a couple of minutes and write it up. Well, first of all, of course, Nikola versus Tesla, I'm assuming means the companies. That is the only thing that makes any logical sense at this point. Nikola Tesla, of course, was a man who was very famously incredibly smart. Mostly worked on electricity and magnetism. He has a unit of measure named after him for magnetic induction, the Tesla, and oh gosh, I don't remember. It's something per meter squared. It's like a Weber or something. I don't know. There's too many units out there. But anyway, it's a term. He was famous enough that in the middle of the 20th century, they actually named a unit of measure after him, you know, like a watt or a joule or something like that. So, you know, he's up on that level of fame. He was famously a competitor with Edison, and Edison sort of crushed him. And it's a damn shame that happened because the poor man died in poverty. Anyway, so regardless of that, the actual question is Tesla, the auto company, versus Nikola, the auto company. So I kind of broke this down into a few things. I'm going to start with just the name, right? I think that makes sense. So Tesla, obviously named after the man, but also a term for magnetic induction, which is something that is used in an electric motor. So it makes a really good logical sense to name a company Tesla. It's very cool. It's a logical name for a forward-thinking company that's making electric vehicles and uses magnetic induction. So all of that makes a lot of sense. Nikola is a guy's first name. It's also derivative because Nikola came about after Tesla, the companies. So, you know, not so great for Nikola. They should have come up with something a little more interesting on their own. I think, honestly, they were trying to like ride Tesla's carpet a little bit on that. CEOs, or former CEOs, as the case may be. So Elon Musk is definitely still the CEO of Tesla. At 13, he sold his first game. I think it was for $500. I don't recall the name of it. He since, started PayPal, SpaceX, Tesla. He actually didn't start it. There's kind of... Anyway, he's been running it for a long time. There were a couple of guys from the UK that actually started the company, and Elon Musk came in and gave them a lot of money and then sort of took over the whole shebang from them. So there's a little argument about that. But anyway, he's been involved in Tesla since basically the beginning, and it really wouldn't have gone anywhere if it hadn't been for him. So we got to give him some credit for that. Also, Neuralink, The Boring Company, etc., etc. The guy has created all of these companies. Most of them at this point have been incredible successes that have beat ridiculous odds. I mean, just yesterday from when I'm filming this, SpaceX just landed the Crew Dragon demo mission. And how amazing was that, right? So these two human beings, I could actually tell from Elon Musk's speech yesterday that maybe I'll leave a link to it in the description. But anyway, you could tell he was incredibly emotional about that. A lot of people call him a robot, but you could see that he had been living for a very long time with the tension of having two human beings' lives, kind of under his wing because of the fact that he was the owner of this company, CEO of the company, and that they were there for him.
I mean, I really came here because I just wanted to see Bum Doug, to be totally frank. It was like, thank goodness.
Tesla and all of these other companies have been very, very successful. They've beaten incredible odds. Elon Musk is a very famous visionary. He also tends to do what he says. It tends to take a lot longer than he says normally, but things that he has predicted have almost all come true for his companies. So that's Elon Musk. Trevor Milton is the former CEO of Nikola. He's on the board now. I think he's the chairman of the board. Anyway, as far as I know, he's got 4 failed companies to his name, not including Nikola. But anyway, he says he learned a lot from that, and supposedly he was out Amazoning Amazon at one point, but I don't know. Who knows? That was the Wild West back in the 90s when that all happened. He has no positive track record, and he changes his tune really a lot. I've watched a lot of clips of him. I'm not going to put any in here because he also tends to be nasty about telling people that they have to pull clips off. But you can certainly just Google his name and you'll find lots of clips. But he tends to change his tune an awful lot, especially in regard to Nikola, about what they're doing, what their strategy is, etc., etc., etc. Mission statements. So this is, to the best of my knowledge, to the best of my memory of what Tesla's mission statement is. It's pretty close to it. To accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. So that's a visionary thing, and it actually goes far beyond automobiles. And anybody who knows Tesla knows they're also into solar power. They're also, of course, into the full self-driving thing, but they're also into battery packs. They're into a lot of other industries that are transforming the world in addition to automobiles. Nikola's mission statement, officially, I just looked it up, so let's see. Transform the transportation industry while improving our employees' lives and leaving the world a better place. Yeah. So transform the transportation industry, I'll give them. You know, for the rest of the world, I mean, it's great if you're an employee of Nikola, but I don't know about us caring about their employees' lives. And leaving the world a better place kind of sounds passive to me. It's not actually doing anything. So, honestly, from listening to Trevor Milton, I think that the biggest thing that they're doing is attempting to leverage the commercial transportation industry to make money. And that's perfectly fine, right? You don't start a business as a charity. It's a business to make money. But it definitely doesn't have the same sort of vision that Tesla has. Strategically, Tesla has been all in on battery electric vehicles since the start, right? Nikola is still kind of on the fence. Weirdly enough, they say they're going to build hydrogen and or battery electric vehicles. One thing that's a huge negative about that, if you think about it, is that if you're going to build hydrogen and battery electric vehicles for your semis and the Badger, which is a pickup truck, you have to build 2 vehicles for every vehicle rather than 1. Yes, the shell's more or less the same, but the drivetrain and all of the complicated parts are completely different between the 2 vehicles. So that's going to dilute your time, your money, and your talent, all of which are in short supply always for any engineering project. So yeah, that doesn't seem like a great strategy to me. Tesla is vertically integrated. In other words, they're slowly but surely taking everything in-house. They intend to build their own batteries, even though that's still in partnership with Panasonic. They're trying to build just about every part and have that all in-house so that they can do that. Nikola says that they're vertically integrated. I mean, Trevor Milton says that all the time, but then he turns around and says he's going to have other people manufacture the parts and the batteries and every piece of the puzzle of a Nikola vehicle. So I don't know. I honestly don't know exactly what it is that they are. So that's a definite lack of clarity in their strategy. Results. So Tesla is now 4 quarters profitable in a row. They are building 4 gigafactories simultaneously. They have the most popular EV car ever built in the Tesla Model 3. They have built out a massive supercharger network in the United States and getting there in other countries as well. And they have a Tesla Semi and a Cybertruck coming in 1 year, according to Elon Musk. You know, let's say 18 months to 2 years to be a little bit more reasonable, but that's what they've got. And with their track record, they should be able to perform those functions and get those trucks out in a reasonable amount of time. Nikola, no products at all. They can't yet be profitable because they can't sell anything, right? So you can't have a profit if you don't sell anything. They broke ground on dirt. I'm going to try to find a picture of this, but they broke ground and said they were starting construction right away. And someone went out and took pictures of it, and it's just a big empty dirt parking lot still. Trevor Milton says that there will be a hydrogen network at $2.50 a kilogram for hydrogen coming soon because of economies of scale, which kind of seems like it's putting the cart before the horse. You can't really have economies of scale till you've got the scale. And he's already touting that they're going to have $2.50 a kilogram. I think hydrogen right now is about $16 a kilogram. So how they're going to manage that, I have no idea. A lot of talk from the ex-CEO of Nikola. They have no cars, no trucks, no stations. They have some really pretty renders. That's cool. They also have no batteries. I guess somebody else is going to manufacture their batteries. The Semi and the Badger are supposedly coming out, but it's a little unclear when. He's pushed it back to December when they're supposed to start talking about more specifics about this, but we will see what happens when we actually get there. I'm not holding my breath. Conclusions. As you can probably tell, I'm not a huge fan of Nikola. I think they're incredibly derivative. I think they're just trying to make as much money as they can right at the moment. I honestly don't even expect to ever see a single vehicle come out of them. I think they're going to take as much money as they can out of investors and run. On the other hand, of course, I very much respect Tesla. In order to be completely clear, I do not own a Tesla vehicle, but I do own a very small number of shares of Tesla. So if you feel like, honestly, I think that makes me more critical. Like, I bought Apple shares like 15 years ago, and I was not nearly as critical of Apple before I bought shares as afterwards, because now my money is tied up in that, and I want them to do the right thing and you know, to sustain themselves and be profitable, etc. But anyway, just to be clear about that, I do actually own a couple of shares of Tesla. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely make sure you hit the thumbs up button down there and subscribe to the channel for more of this. And please do ask more interesting and fun questions, either in the comments below or at my email address, which is drknowitallknows@gmail.com. Till next time, bye-bye.